Hello and welcome to Benz Addiction. We have an electrical issue with our W164. These are prone to have the rear SAM module water damaged because the tail light seal usually fails at some point. And here is what I mean. So someone before me did a very good dodgy job and resealed this tail light. Well, there is a better solution for it and changing to an updated rear tail light seal. But anyway, the rear SAM module is over here and is prone to getting water damaged. So I have two big problems with my Mercedes W164. The first one being, if I put back this bulb for the left and rear light, it turns on without any reason. Number two, my fuel indicator doesn't work at all. So first of all, we need to know what the rear SAM is responsible for. So definitely exterior lighting, and that includes license plate lamp, as well as the turn signals, backup lamp, as well as the tail and fog lamps. That's the exterior lighting, and then interior lighting is supported by the rear SAM module, and that's the rear end door warning lamp. Also, we have rear door lamps. If one of these doesn't work, SAM module might be the fault, but the bulb needs to be checked first. And then central locking, very important. And what does it control is both rear doors are controlled by the SAM module. Also, we have central locking rear end door. We have fuel tank sensor, very important, and if it's not working, this can be faulty. Also responsible for the function of some relays, especially the heated rear window relay and rear wiper relay, and some others, like if you have trailer hitch and tow bar, that is also included, and also radio signal reception of the central locking. So these are the responsibilities of the rear SAM module, and if you have any fault in these functions, you might have problems with your SAM modules. If you need to remove the SAM modules, there are a few very simple connectors to remove, like these ones. I show you how to remove the clips. And there are a few more over here. These are very easy to remove. I don't think you will have any issues. As soon as you did that, there is no bolts or nut you need to remove. Just push on this metal tab over here, and pull out the SAM modules, and it comes right off. And then what we need to do, we need to inspect all the connectors for corrosion. It seems to be in a good condition. And then to open and inspect it, there are a few clips around it, 3 on this side and 4 more on this side. And finally, after 5 minutes of struggle with these clips, when you remove it, you'll see that there are lots of corrosion around here. These are not good. This is a very, very delicate board, and these are toasted. How to remove it? It took me 5 minutes to figure out that these clips over here, you need to pull on them, all of them. There are like 20 of them, and they're very strong. And some of them you can't even separate because there is no space behind it. I wanted to put some of these nails behind it, but that's not gonna work for all of it. So I'm going to force it out by drilling all these clips, because I only need 4 or 5 of these clips, not millions of them. So I think Mercedes didn't want me to open this cover and remove the board and inspect it. So I had to use some force to grind around these clips, which I think was the only easy way to do this. And the board is almost very loose. It's coming off. It this decision was made because I thought it's better than damaging the module and the board itself. So I just damaged some of the clips, as you can see over here. But what we have here is a tragedy. I mean, look at the extreme damage to all these components. It's beyond the repair. Then again, we can try and clean this board and see how it looks like after cleanup. We won't lose anything, but I'm 99% sure that these components are damaged due to the water leakage and shortage. I mean, it's all over the place. So what we noticed on this side was only 10% of the problem. Over here, it's a catastrophic failure. And it seems like we had a massive blow up over here too. Basically, this IC is blown. Well, I spent 10 minutes cleaning up using a fine brush and contact cleaner, and it came out 95% better than what it was, but it's not perfect at all, and we've got some components damaged. But anyway, I have tried my best to revive this board, otherwise we're going to replace it. Let's put it on the car and check again if anything has changed. Is it better than before, or it needs to be replaced and completely gone? Okay, I've installed back all the connectors. Bad news is that I've got that light still on, and then again my fuel gauge is not working either. But other than that, no problem. So here is a new used SAM module that I bought from a wrecking yard. It seems to be in a much better condition, although I have warranty on this one, and if it's not going to work and if it's water damage or fried, I'm going to return it. But I just opened it up to make sure that everything looks good. I'm not going to open this side because it's pretty difficult, but from what I can see between these vents over here, I can see no sign of corrosion or water leakage. So we're going to put this one on the car and start programming it. To properly be able to program the SAM module, rear SAM module, you need to have the ignition on, have your programmer or the diagnostic tool or your star diagnosis connected, and you need to have a powerful charger connected to the battery as well, so it keeps the battery charged. Also, I usually disconnect the electric water pump when I keep the ignition switch on, because that draws a lot of power, and that's absolutely not necessary unless the engine is super hot. So to get to the coding screen, you need to go to the rear signal acquisition and actuation module, rear SAM. And this scanner is the D7W from X2 and is a very capable unit that I have reviewed last year. So there are basically two ways of coding the new SAM module. The first method is using the coding backup. So basically you need to back up what you have on your rear SAM modules, the setting, and then restore it to the new SAM module. And that's very easy. And the second method is a bit involved, and you need to mention and input data one by one for every component. File that I downloaded from my old SAM module, and you see the date over here, and I'm actually restoring to the new SAM module. That means I'm uploading to the new SAM module, so it will recognize the car, all the setting and all the features, and I do not in this case have to go one by one and input the setting. This is the much easier way of doing it, And then by hitting yes, I can do this. But I'm going to show you the method, the second method, which is going to be the manual input one by one as well, for those who do not have this option on their scan tool. So as you can see, the coding is being done. In this case, it's the first method, and it's uploading to the new SAM module. And it only takes a minute or so, and it's much easier and convenient. And then what we need to do, switch off ignition and switch on ignition so the setting can be saved. Okay, first step, let's go to the lastVIN.com and decode the VIN number of our Mercedes. So the VIN number is here, and let's go ahead to see. And then you can download the PDF, and reading the PDF is much easier than reading on the website. So now you know all the codes related to the options and features you've got on your Mercedes. In this case, I'm going to keep this handy, and I'm going to tick whatever I have on the coding screen on my DW7X2 coding tool. And now, based on the information we have from that PDF and decoded VIN, we are going to tick if those options are available on our Mercedes or not. Read coding and change if necessary. So we start from the very first option over here, easy entry and rear seat belt buckle switch. So I'm pretty sure we don't have the easy entry because our car doesn't have that, and the rear seat belt buckle switch, we don't have that either. So these are correct. And the second option is the ATA basic function. If I go to edit over here, I've got few options to choose from. So this car is imported specifically for Australia. And I'm pretty sure we don't have the interior motion sensors, or USA or Mexico. So I'm going to hit non-ATA. And then press OK and save. In the light section, we have one touch turning signal, which is active. We have code 876, which we do have available. If you check over here, code 876, you'll see that this car has the interior light assembly, but when they programmed it wrong, or they did not program it. So I'm going to edit, then hit OK. VIN number is correct. You need to make sure that it exists and correct. So we confirm and write. And then when we make sure that it's correct, we go ahead and we do the rest of the adjustments. So now you see that my fuel indicator and gauge is working properly, and it's showing, and even the fuel level indicator is on. Also, on this light that I showed you in the beginning of the video, I have put that light on here, and it's not illuminating anymore. That means the problem is fixed. And as you can see, this is the old SAM module, and this is the new SAM module that is working perfectly. But without programming the SAM module, some of the components would not work. Especially the fuel indicator does not show the accurate amount of fuel inside the tank. And even if you go to the range of your car with the fuel indicator on, almost, you see that I still got 94 kilometers, which is accurate. Everything is done and dusted, and this project is finished as well. One very important point, I am going to fix this messy job and clean it up and use a proper seal behind the taillight. I'm gonna purchase it and install it myself. Unfortunately, the purchase I've done has not arrived yet. So I'm going to do this off camera, but you need to do this to make sure your SAM module won't get water damaged again. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing. Have a great day. Enjoy your Mercedes. Bye.
Phil.